Here we have the daily price chart for Bitcoin, cryptocurrency ticker BTC. This chart is measured in terms of US dollars. Okay, so as we can see here, most of the prior projections that I've been discussing in previous videos, all of these are playing out exactly as expected. I'm seeing a lot of videos on the platform which seem to suggest some surprise. People that claim to know a lot about cryptocurrency are somehow surprised that these moves to the downside are occurring. But if you've been watching prior videos here, you would have been well positioned for these types of declines because we are falling through the exact levels that I was expecting to see give way here. And there was plenty of opportunity here to exit positions before this happened. And I'm really not understanding why so many other people on this platform are acting like they're surprised. I mean, I think the reality is that people are just so focused on one side of the argument. Either you're a bull or you're a bear, and it's like people just kind of shut their minds off and never look for reasons that they might be wrong, or like what's the alternative viewpoint. What if I'm making a mistake here? What if am I just telling people what they want to hear? That never works in trading. I mean, the market is a big place. The market doesn't care about what your dumb YouTube video says. It's going to do what it wants. So what you have to do to trade the market is to watch the market and to make assessments based on the signals that are being sent. I mean, these crypto people are horrendous. They're terrible. They have no education in this whatsoever. It's really embarrassing. So as we can see here, um, in many videos here, I have been pointing to this $56,500 level as the main critical price zone that would define trend activity for this month and possibly longer. We're seeing a series of lower highs here following the all-time highs that were posted in the middle of March. This would be March 14th, 2024, with the highs of just below 74,000. On this chart, I'm seeing 73,835 as the all-time high. But after this, we were seeing a succession of lower highs. I mean, this is not an even trading range here. This is not a resistance level that was continuing to be tested over time. This was a series of lower highs and lower lows that just continued. And I was expecting to see, I was pointing to this 200-day exponential moving average and suggesting that this is the real line in the sand here, people. Like, if we don't see a significant bounce here, we are falling below here. We're falling below this 56,500 mark. There were several reasons for this. I mean, if you watched the prior videos, you'd know that I was pointing to the 50% Fibonacci retracement of this broader move higher. There was a share price. It's a cryptocurrency. Sorry, the cryptocurrency price lows, which posted on, this would be May 1st. And that was the critical level that I was watching. And then in addition to that, you have this blue line here, which is the 200-day exponential moving average. It's arguably the most important moving average in the entire market. You have many people that do not pay any attention at all to chart analysis or to technical analysis, but they might still have this line plotted on their chart. It's quite common, and you'll hear news stories that are about this, related to this all the time. Nvidia stock fell below its 200-day moving average. Bitcoin falls below its 200-day moving average. The S&P 500 falls below its 200-day moving average. I mean, these might be people that never spend any time doing technical analysis or staring at a price chart like this, and they'll still have that in focus. So why is that important? It's important because that becomes the news story. This becomes the headline. And then what, like, kind of stokes fear and gets people, and it could happen the other direction too. You can break above the 200-day moving average, but this is what becomes the story. So now the story here is that we broke below the 200-day exponential moving average. This is a daily chart, so these moving averages have a greater level of importance. If it was a 15-minute chart or something like that, I wouldn't be saying the same thing. But this is a very closely watched exponential moving average, and we have now broken below it. So I would really love to hear why people are so surprised that these moves happen. These other cryptocurrency people are just a complete joke. They're just trying to tell people, they think people want to hear something to the top side. So that's what they tell them, and then what happens when they're wrong? Like, they never get called out. It's ridiculous. So currently, we have to develop a game plan here to try to figure out what is likely to happen next. how much further is this going to fall? And where are the potential buy zones? I mean, what we really have to remember here is that declines like this create opportunities. It doesn't just happen for no reason. These types of declines really need to happen so that the broader uptrend can kind of reestablish itself, and so that new buyers can enter the market at lower levels. I mean, that's really the way it works, and that's how an uptrend reestablishes itself. So currently, all of these projections have come true. It's been strange how true they are, because they've been incredibly true. If you can just look at prior videos, and the momentum reading in the relative strength index continues to head lower. So I do not expect this to stop right now. One, I can't. I was going to try to point to a positive here and say that we might not be closing below this price level on a daily basis, but it looks like we are. This was not just a spike low below this level, but it does look like we're closing below here too. So please, give me a break. We are not bouncing here immediately. There will be further declines here. So I will get to a price level to the downside in a minute where I think prices could be contained. But I do just want to kind of emphasize the ultimate lows here. Let's actually look at this candle. So we were seeing spike lows here of 53,499. So roughly 53,500 is the current price low. It's a spike low. We're not seeing a close down there, so that's a little bit encouraging. But I'm not expecting to see real support develop here until we reach this roughly 52,000 level. I've spoken about this in prior videos. There are reasons that I'm pointing to this level. In particular, the main reason I'm pointing to this level is because if we look at the major trending move that preceded this move lower, we can see that the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement of that move falls in just below 52,000. On this chart, we have 51,860 as the ultimate price level here. So to try to make this easy to remember, just below 52,000, this would be the level that I would watch, because the 618 retracement is absolutely the most important Fibonacci retracement level. Why is that? It's because that's what the entire Fibonacci sequence is based off of. Okay, so if we're doing Fibonacci analysis, it's a very critical retracement to the downside, and it is expected to work as a strong support zone. If we do fall through there, that would be a negative. That would not be a good thing. But we haven't gotten that far yet, and I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. So currently, the next potential area for a turnaround. I mean, people are asking me, how much farther do you think prices can fall? I don't think it's going to be 55,000. I just don't see it. I think we're going to have to take maybe a small dip below 52,000, possibly reach this 51,860 level before we're able to see a material bounce to the upside. I would consider maybe taking small long positions in that area. I do think that area probably represents some value. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here. Start talking about potential breaks that may or may not actually happen. So for the moment, I'm still bearish. The momentum readings are still negative, and we've lost all of the near term support levels. So I am fully expecting a decline to at least the 52,000 mark before we can start to consider projections for a potential bullish reversal. So here's the current market analysis for Bitcoin, cryptocurrency ticker BTC.